have jewelry sitting around your house and wonder if it's worth anything? Well, today, Jeffrey Hess of Hess Fine Arts, along with Old Northeast Jewelers, joins us this morning with a few surprises. Good morning.
Good morning. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, so we're talking about jade this morning, which is so interesting, very popular throughout the years, throughout the centuries. But it's kind of hard to figure out if you have something that's really a real piece of jade, if it's worth anything, right?
Very true. There are a lot of simulants, there are a lot of qualities of jade, a lot of colors of jade, and a lot of treatments of jade. And we're going to give you a brief overview. Yeah,
so you brought some things in this morning. Where do you want to start? Because I think there are some pieces where they try to look like the real thing.
Absolutely. If we can I go to the jade now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fantastic. We're going to start over here. These are kind of jade simulants, and this one is simply called Adventurine, which is not jade at all. This is soapstone, and this is kind of a low-quality nephrite jade. And they're called jade, and they're legally called jade in many cultures, but they're not true jadeite jade, which is what we're going to show you a little bit later. We're going to move over here, if you can, to the kind of thing you might find in a tourist shop in Hong Kong. It is jade, but again, it's not very good quality jade. These two items here are the kinds of things that you might find on a cruise ship, things you should stay away from. They're very colorful.
I was going to say, they're actually purple. That's very different.
They're called lavender jade, and they are dyed. Very heavily dyed, very heavily impregnated with all kinds of material to make it look better. When these things came out of the ground, they were absolutely horrible looking, really horrible looking. And then they were heavily treated to make them look like something pretty, but they're not really valuable.
Okay, good to know.
This is Guatemalan Jade, which is fun and interesting. By the way, the larger the piece, the better. Quite often, the great big pieces of jade that you see are actually made out of aventurine or something else. But when you have large pieces, especially serving pieces like drinking vessels and plates from the 1800s in China, things of this size in jadeite jade and sometimes in nephrite jade can be worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow. Is there any signature, markings or anything when you have a piece of jade in your home, what you think may be jade? Is there anything you should look for?
Well, you know what? Color is a big thing. Everyone likes apple jade, but you have to be aware of the dyeing. The more vibrant the color, the better. I don't know if anybody remembers Prel shampoo, but Prel shampoo, I think it's still sold today, and it has a very, very vibrant green color, and that's what you're looking for. If it looks like an emerald, then it's going to be good jade. Okay.
Well, and what's interesting, too, is because we're going to go to here, which is the really good pieces of jade this morning, and that does look very different, that this is really, you can tell there's texture, there's different color to it.
And texture is very important. You look at the striae, and you look at the different kinds of internal inclusions, if you will, in order to determine if it's really jade. Now, there's type A, type B, and type C, and type A jade, it needs a gemologist or somebody really, really sharp to be able to determine if it has not been treated in any way.
Okay, all right, good to know.
So we're going to go over to these. This is very interesting. This is, oops, sorry about that.
That's okay.
This is untreated jadeite from the 1890s, and these are little beads that were probably
what would people do with those? I mean, yeah, okay, so they were in a necklace.
In a necklace, and this kind of thing, even though it's not really ugly, but it's not real pretty, an untreated piece of jade like this is worth a lot more than a treated pretty piece like these.
Ah, okay, all right.
And at the very end here, we're going to go to
I know, we're running out of time. We need to get to these.
These are the three pieces here. This is probably a $1,500 piece. This is a museum piece. This is a piece of jade from the 1860s that was repurposed in the 1930s to be put into this 18-karat gold watch. And this is the most expensive jade, potentially. This one's only worth a few hundred, but this kind of jade, this ultra-white, soapy-looking jade, which is called mutton fat jade, can potentially be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Not this piece. Yeah. This piece has a little bit of green seeping in, but mutton fat jade, the white soapy jade, is worth a lot of money.
Well, and what's the take home? If someone does have somebody, as we close up here, if they want to find out if it's got value, who do you take it to?
You take it to just about any good quality jeweler, especially someone that has a big estate division, preferably that has graduate gemologists on staff.
Okay, like you do. It's all right. You can say it.
We have 5 GIA graduates on staff, and we really know our stuff.
Well, Jeffrey, thank you so much for coming in this morning. I learned a lot this morning. I think it's all beautiful, but yeah, like we just learned, some is worth a lot more than others.
I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Look forward to having you back.